speaking of the wellness company, Dr. Peter McCullough. He is Chief Scientific Officer at the wellness company, and he joins us right now. Dr. McCullough, let's get right to health news. We're hearing a lot about this new COVID virus discovered in bats in Wuhan that is deadlier than COVID-19, they tell us. Are we going back to social distancing and masks? What are our options here?
Remember when Peter Daszak testified before the House subcommittee on coronavirus? He said he left many samples of virus strains in the Wuhan lab, and now we hear about a Merkaba coronavirus, HKU5, that is a bat virus that can readily affect humans through the ACE2 receptor. The United States made a huge mistake collaborating with Wuhan. We realized recently that USAID was the biggest funder of Peter Daszak and the EcoHealth Alliance, and they shuttled all of the U.S. laboratory technology to Wuhan to create these deadly viruses, and now, the world is threatened. So I'd like to see international action taken to secure the safety of these samples and hopefully secure the world from having another pandemic.
Now, whose authority would that fall under, Dr. McCullough? Would that be an HHS thing or an executive order? How would that happen?
We'd have to see the World Health Organization or some other body step in. Maybe it's just going to be big-time diplomacy between Trump and the Chinese Communist Party. But we're going to have to do something. Wuhan looks like it's an imminent threat.
All right. We've also, Dr. McCullough, heard a lot about this measles outbreak in the Southwest. Is this something people should be concerned about, or is it being hyped by the media to try and make RFK and President Trump look bad? Also, I saw that RFK came out saying that parents should take a look at the vaccine for measles, which is MMR, which is something that previously, I believe he'd had a little different stance on. What do you make of all of this?
I can tell you as a doctor, what I want to know is, how did the outbreak start to begin with? We know that the measles vaccine, the MMR, should not be given to pregnant women or to immunocompromised children. And in fact, if a child received the shot and that child was immunocompromised, then the virus could have been shed to others and start the outbreak. So we need to hear about how did it start. Then we also need to hear about...
I just want to clarify for our audience. You're saying a vaccine given wrongfully could have actually caused this outbreak, not the unvaccinated, because I saw those numbers about who was vaccinated and who was not vaccinated in this pot of about 60 people who got it. And there were a lot of people who were fully vaccinated that got measles. So then kind of you want to ask, what's the point of the vaccine to begin with?
Well, I mean, the vaccine has a role in prevention of measles, but the point is, if the vaccine is given, let's say, to a child who is immunocompromised on high-dose steroids or some other immune condition, that child then taking the measles vaccine can pass it to unvaccinated children and other vaccinated, and then it propagates. So how did it start? And very importantly, we need to learn about the child who died. Remember, with modern medical care and nebulizers and hospital ICU care, children should not die due to measles. So I'd immediately ask the question, did that child receive the standard of care, or was the child potentially ignored in the hospital, or maybe there was some pejorative thinking that the child was not vaccinated? Remember, vaccination is a personal choice, and that, there's measles outbreaks every year, and it always includes those who've taken the vaccine and the unvaccinated. They both participate in these outbreaks.
All right, well, the bird flu, doctor, continues to make news. Egg prices continue to soar. The strategy of culling herds of chickens, though, is this working to slow the spread of bird flu, or would natural immunity be a better option? Also, I want to ask you what you think of the new Ag Commissioner's recommendations on bird flu.
Well, we heard from Secretary Brooke Rollins of the USDA that there's going to be more biosecurity. Biosecurity means testing chickens, and how they do it right now is they'll test around 11 chickens or so with swabs, and then they pool the swabs into a test tube, and they do it again. and then they throw the chickens back into the group, so they don't know which ones they've tested and which ones they haven't. And so when a test tube comes back positive from a pooled sample, they kill all the chickens. And it's obviously not working because we're 4 years into this outbreak. And, decades ago, bird flu just, ran through flocks, and the flocks developed natural immunity, and the outbreak quelled. Now we have a situation where now the culling almost certainly is prolonging the bird flu outbreak. It's now allowing virgin population after virgin population to get avian influenza, and then allowing mutation and genetic assortment. So now we've actually had the development of the D1.1 variant, which is a severe form of bird flu. And to make matters worse, it's constraining the chicken and egg supply, raising costs. So I tell you, our USDA needs to rethink their strategy. I think it's time to get out there and protect the workers with virucidal nasal sprays and gargles, and have oseltamivir in the hands of our workers to be for immediate use. I'm worried that bird flu is taking a turn for the worse.
Wow. I hope that Secretary Rollins is in touch with you, Dr. McCullough, because there's always a lot of really just common sense, practical advice and wisdom from you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.